Hi, my name is Dale Comstock. In this segment, I'm going to talk about technical driving for survival. Basically, how do you drive, not so much how do you drive, but how do you drive safely and in a manner that will help you or aid you get out of a survival situation. So when I think about this particular segment, I think about the movie War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, where he and his kids, they take a minivan and they're busting out of town as quickly as they can. They're driving through roadblocks and there's crowds of people trying to commandeer their vehicle. So I'm kind of thinking in terms of that. What if you find yourself in a scenario where, hey, you got to get out of town or you got to get through a roadblock or something like that? How can you do that with your vehicle? And there's some things you have to understand about vehicle dynamics so that you don't stall the vehicle or crash the vehicle or hurt yourself or really inadvertently destroy the vehicle just trying to escape. So I'm going to show you how to use the vehicle to your advantage to give you the best options for your survival. What I'm going to talk about here is basically controlling the wheel. All right. First of all, the largest sensory system in your body is actually your skeletal system. It detects a lot of vibration. So when you're driving in a vehicle on hardtop surfaces, especially if you're driving quickly and you're doing a lot of evasive driving, things like that, technically it's really better to drive with your fingertips on the steering wheel rather than grabbing it with your hands clutched to the steering wheel. However, if you're driving off-road through dirt and uneven terrain, then yes, you should grab the steering wheel with both hands and grasp it in this manner here. Otherwise, driving on a road, especially at high speeds, it's usually better to feel with your fingertips. Why? Because they'll pick up a vibration. Really, your whole body's a sensory system, especially your skeletal system, and you can literally drive by the seat of your pants, where you can actually feel what the car is doing under you, starting all the way from your seat all the way up to your fingertips. Your fingertips will pick up vibration. They'll sense some of the nuances in the steering wheel and the road and how it feels, and allow you to react maybe just a little bit quicker. Many race car drivers, that's how they'll do it. Now, where do you place your hands? Ideally, you place it at 10 or 2, and like in driving school they teach you, or you can put it at 8 and 4, or really you can put it at 3 and 9. It really doesn't matter. But what's really important is that what you don't do is you don't drive with your arm across the steering wheel like this, and especially when you're steering the vehicle, you're not doing this, crossing your arms and doing it. And why is that? If you have an airbag in your car and your arm is across the airbag like this, or you're turning and you're doing this, that you're turning the car and that airbag deploys because you hit something, that airbag is going to come out at about over 20,000 feet per second, and at 20,000 feet per second, your hands and arms are going to fly back and hit you in the face and probably knock you unconscious. If it don't knock you unconscious, it's going to knock the crap out of you. So think about that. And so, as well as on the passenger side, you have airbags that are mounted on the top of the dashboard a lot of times. And I always tell, especially when I have a woman in the car with me, don't put your purse up on top of that airbag, because if that airbag goes off, that purse now becomes a surface-to-surface missile, which will stop in your face, okay, at about 20,000 feet per second. So keep the airbags clear, but most importantly, keep your hands at 10 or 2, 4 to 8, or 3 to 9. And so what that allows you to do is better control the vehicle. If you're doing a dynamic turn, you don't want to sit there and do this maneuver, where you're spinning the wheel. Reminds me of a movie called Very Bad Things, where a guy is doing that in the car and he's really angry and he's trying to turn the car around and he's doing this, and don't do that. Don't be that guy. Try to feed the wheel, through your hands, like in this manner here. If I'm going to my right, I feed it to my right and I just do this, okay? This is how we manage the steering wheel. I want to keep my body vertical all the time. Why do I want to do that? I want to keep my head vertical as well, because my ears really can help control my balance. What I don't want to do is be leaning like this, because now my balance is off and it's a lot harder for me to assimilate what's going on with the vehicle, especially when we're moving very quickly. And for me to get the best feel for the vehicle, I want to remain upright in my seat. So again, 10 to 2, 3 to 9, 4 to 8 is all acceptable. Feed the steering wheel. Try to use your fingertips when feeding the wheel. Don't cross the steering wheel with your arms or any obstacle for that matter. Don't put anything in front of you that could get blown back at you at 20,000 feet per second. Okay. Now, some things to consider. You know, the airbag's just not going to inadvertently deploy. It'll go out at a certain speed. Usually when you hit something at about 5 miles an hour at a certain velocity is when this thing will discharge, okay? Otherwise, it's pretty safe. In my next segment, I will talk about a little bit about the tire dynamics as well as braking, and we're going to get into ramming barricades and pit maneuvers.